Have you ever had a game recommended to you so often that you just choose every other option rather than go for that? Well, that's what happened to me with Hollow Knight, and it wasn't until it won my most recent Twitter vote that I decided to actually go in and check it out. So here's my thoughts on the game and my experience playing it through. Hope you enjoy.
Hollow Knight was first released back in 2017 by Team Cherry, a three-person team based in South Australia. This marks the third time anything decent has ever come from Australia. You got Crocodile Dundee, Steve Irwin, and now Hollow Knight. Now when I stop and think about Australia, I'm overwhelmed by the sheer number of animals who want to kill you. On land, you got poisonous spiders. Run to the sea, you get eaten by a shark. Go to a lake, you get croc. Go into the outback and you get brutally murdered by crazed psychopaths. The only safe place is in front of a video game. Hollow Knight ensures that even that isn't safe. From its crushingly difficult bosses to its challenging platforming, you're fucked either way, so best bet is to sit down and immerse yourself in the kingdom of Hollownest. Hollow Knight is a Metroidvania, but classing it like this is doing it a huge injustice. The game does ape a lot from classic Metroidvanias like Super Metroid and Symphony of the Night with its focus on exploration. The power-ups and abilities that you gradually attain over the course of the game open new ways to revisit old areas, with secrets, lore, and NPC quests found in every nook and cranny, making the exploration feel essential and rewarding. But it infuses this with Souls-like bosses and world building that creates unique adventure that wowed me from start to finish. The art style is totally unique. The world of Hollownest and the creatures that you encounter are standouts, both aesthetically and in design, with all enemies and NPCs adding to the wider lore to give you a real feeling of the world. The story that follows, which is pieced together through NPCs, small cutscenes, info tablets, and enemy and item descriptions, is captivating and achieves the same thing that Souls games always have. They give you all the information you need to piece the story together, but just like with the exploration, it made me seek out to uncover exactly what was happening in this kingdom, which in turn made me connect to the game on a deeper level. My experience with the game has seen me go from enjoying it to loving it. I started off thinking the game was easy with limited variety and challenge, but as you progress and your arsenal expands, the game seeks to match this by upping the ante to the point where you're rethinking how to approach areas. Are you using the right charms? Is your build capable of dealing with what's presented? But the challenge is never too great that it's insurmountable. You have all the tools to get the job done, you just need to get good. Through repeated attempts, the hardest bosses can be trivialized. It all comes down to practice, learning your enemy's tools and attack patterns from a basic bug to a golden moth god. All can be beaten, and every death is your own fault. Now my playstyle is aggressive. I take risks and try to push the attack whenever possible, and the best bosses in any game exploit this weakness in my style and push me to adapt, to learn, to engage in a dance which uses movement, attack and evade seamlessly, and Hollow Knight excels here. The bosses aren't all created equal, but each of them serve to test the player in their own way. When I fought the Mantis Lords, that's when I experienced what I've been looking for. The dance that fight evokes is truly special, and only gets ratcheted up from there, leading me to seek out other bosses to further test my skills as a player. The platforming and exploration of the world also seek to challenge you. Starting out with a jump, you soon learn to wall hop, double jump, dash and dive, and seeing what the world throws at you to ensure these skills are mastered is an absolute joy. That is, until I got to the White Palace. I never want to see a single saw ever again in my entire life. It gave me flashbacks to Nam. I've never sworn so much at an area since time trialing the High Road in Crash Bandicoot 1. The pride I felt when I completed that area was indescribable. Then I learned there's an even harder part. And I'm not even brave enough yet to attempt that. The charm system the game uses is fantastic. Charms can be found throughout the world or by completing NPC quests. They have unique abilities which can help support your playstyle, from basic ones like increasing your damage to ludicrous ones, like turning you into a worm while healing to avoid enemy attack. The combinations on offer here are incredible, and it was often the case, after getting my ass handed to me by a boss, I'd go back to the drawing board and figure out the best combo for that situation. For the most part, I'd stick with things that would boost my aggressive playstyle. Increase damage, increase range, and the ability to gain soul when taking damage, to kind of reward my carelessness. But how you approach your build is up to you, and the ability to cycle charms on and off at rest benches is great incentive to experiment. I completed the game and seen 2 endings. I'd beaten all base game bosses, collected all the grubs, and I'm 4 charms away from collecting them all. I've clocked in 33 hours with 96% completion, and still I've got so much in front of me left to experience. I haven't fought the Pantheons, which is a boss rush mode, I got the Path of Pain to endure, and I've got to finish the Grim Troop content. For £15, this game is an absolute steal. I've never had this kind of value from a game before in my entire life. And to make it even sweeter, it's currently on PS Now, so I didn't even have to buy it. I can't wait to get into the rest of the content on offer and try my hand at the Pantheons to see if I'm good enough to beat them. There's just so much more I could say about this game, from a somber yet memorable score to its wider plot and narrative, but I don't need to. The elements I've discussed already should show you why this game is truly special. I'd recommend this to literally anyone. It takes all of its influences and mashes them into a unique experience that has something for everyone. Now if you're like me and this has been on the backlog for some time, or you've heard about it but never tried it, I'd encourage you to dive in. You won't regret it.
Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe. It all helps me grow and I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, chuck a like on it, and if you want to partake in the next review, the best place to do it is to vote in the Twitter poll that's going to be linked in the description of this video. Chuck a vote on there, tell me what I'm going to be playing next. Right guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. See ya.